On today's episode of First Row, we're here to talk about Carolina Panthers' first day in full pads. Well, it was a doozy, y'all. Not only was it a doozy on the field because there was a little fisticuffs, it was a doozy because it was extremely hot outside. First pads, everybody's kind of amped up. You know what I mean? You finally can lay into the teammate that's been talking a little too much in the cafeteria, or maybe just a way to let off some fresh steam ahead of the season. But nonetheless, it's one of those days where things could get physical. And that's what exactly happened when running back Chuba Hubbard was lit up by second-year linebacker Trevin Wallace. It looks like during an 11-on-11 drill, he was throwing a pass in the flats, and unfortunately for him, he was on the business end of a hit stick and got lit up pretty good here. And he took the exception to it, right? So he got up, got into shoving match there, got a little heated. So we're gonna find out what Coach Canales had to say about all this and was it necessary. Coach Canales' response to the incident was, "It's just football, playing football. Yeah, we gotta toe the line where we gotta be physical, and a lot of times it's not personal, it's just football. Guys will respond passionately, they don't like to get knocked on their butt, they take it personal, but there was a lot of physical play throughout practice, so that's going to happen. Football is emotions." That's what Hubbard had to say. Obviously, I got hit, I reacted a certain way, but like I said, he's playing hard, and I can't be mad about that. So here's my reaction about it. Shout out to both gentlemen. Okay, it's football, right? It's the first day. Imagine playing a game where you have full protection on, full helmet, shoulder pads, knee pads, all that good stuff, and not wanting to get hit. You know. Shout out to Chuba Hubbard, bro. This is not Canada. This ain't Canada, brother. This is America. Look, dog, if you don't want to get hit in full pads, there's plenty of other stuff you could do. You know what I mean? They got soccer. And I think they wear shin guards over there. Basketball, you don't need no pads. At the end of the day, I have no problem with this, okay? Unless this was an intentional, head shot, right? If my man Trevin Wallace launched at his head, or maybe took a knee shot or something crazy like that, then I'm like, okay, what are we doing here? But on 11-on-11, if you guys don't know, it's pretty much what you see on every Sunday minus the lineman, right? So it's 11 guys over there minus the lineman, 11 guys over there minus the lineman, and full pads, you expected to get hit. With this whole brand that Canales is pushing, he's pushing this whole physical brand. And I don't know if it's a good thing that you got to tell grown men to be physical in the game where everybody has full pads on and get hit. It kind of speaks to the losing culture we have had over the last several years. Unfortunately, the teams that tend to win in this league are physical, right? So this team kind of picks and chooses when they want to be physical, as we've seen throughout the year. So I think year one under Canales was more so about teaching the system, teaching and implementing the system. Now this is more so about Canales reinforcing the brand of toughness, right? Being physical, being hard, you know what I mean? Finishing, being gritty, right? We don't want to be the team that's always nice and humble, man. I don't know what this whole thing is about, and it's a thing that's been going on since the beginning of the offseason about toughness and shit. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if they seen something on film where niggas, I don't know, quitting on the play, or maybe they just, talking too much during the commercial break and having a good time with the opponents. I don't know, but they're implementing this tough guy act, and you like to see this kind of stuff, right? Obviously, we want people to be safe, stay healthy, stay hard, but you don't want to see nobody get decked unintentionally. But if there's a free play where you're told to go full speed and go hard, you do that. I think Chuba got a little emotion. Sometimes the heat is like that. It's very hot outside, y'all. It's very hot outside. I know when I used to play ball, when it was hot out here like this and we had to go full speed, certain players or certain linemen would come up to me, but hey, yo, I know you're a tough load to deal with. Hey, can we take it easy? Imagine grown men telling me, can we take it easy? All right, this is practice. Let's take it easy. all right, I'll let you win one, you let me win one, and we'll get out of here. You know what I mean? So I don't know if Chuba was expecting, all right, look, just give me a thud, I'll juke you, or, let's just win one, I'll let you, Maybe Chuba, maybe Trevin, and again, I'm speculating. Maybe Trevin said, nah, I ain't with that. And we're going to go full speed, you know what I mean? After all, people's jobs on the line. You know what I mean? You're only as good as the man behind you, right? So, you have a bad rep, you have a bad play, next thing you know, somebody behind you is going full speed and they have a better look, you're in trouble. So, shout out to both of them, man. Just, and shout out to Chuba because he admitted, it wasn't nothing but a football play, right? He admitted he took his lump. He gave a lump, I guess, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, tempers fly when it's hot outside. So, shout out to both. Bryce Young and T-Mac hooked up for a 45-yard crossing route touchdown. I mean, listen, that's something I love to hear. I know it's practice, man, but they're humming again, man, and it's a very great, refreshing news to hear because the first couple days it was slow, but it's good to see that. And also, T-Mac in the 11-11 drills snagged a moss. He mossed over Mike Jack, right? Good for T-Mac. We know T-Mac, again, 60% contested catch rate. I said this before, and I'm going to keep on saying it. He doesn't mind being contested. He will go get it. But it's bad news for Mike Jacks, a guy who I'm already kind of down on anyway. I think that last year was kind of a fluke season, so that cornerback room definitely gives me reservation. It keeps me up at night, right? So good rep by T-Mac. He's doing what I think, you take a number 8 overall pick to do, right? Showing up, snagging plays and stuff. And good job for this offense coming alive again, man. So crossing route, 45-yard striker, one-on-ones looking good. Bryce is looking good, man. This is things that you want to hear. Very encouraging on the side, the offensive side of the ball. Another forgotten about receiver who had a good day was Jalen Croker, man, who continues to build on what he did last year. And I'm telling you, man, if you guys don't know, Croker is a guy who's going to be around. He's going to have an impact, right? I know we get caught up in the Renfrows and the Adam Thielens and the Legattes and the T-Mac, man, but when stuff get tough, you want guys you can rely on, guys who can come in there. And the beautiful thing about it, he's not necessarily a star. Well, he's not a star, right? So a lot of teams don't game plan for stars. When you face the Minnesota Vikings, you game plan for Justin Jefferson, right? When you face, the Eagles, you game plan for A.J. Brown, right? Saquon Barkley, right? He's not a guy you're going to game plan for, which meaning that he's going to have a lot of favorable matchups in those slots. And if he continues to build on strong practices and the offensive output he had last year, he's going to be just fine. So another encouraging report from him, knowing that he's getting quality reps and making the most of them. And last but not least, we'll wrap up today's segment like this. Hunter Renfrow, the guy who I just mentioned, still doing his thing. He got a little visit from Clemson coach Dabo Swinney, man. And in the press conference, Renfrow expressed his gratitude to be in the Carolinas and how he wanted to be here. He had a good catch in 7-on-7, and with the support of his coach right there, I'm pretty sure he didn't want to let down. I think he was the biggest surprise of this camp so far. A lot of people expected for him to come in and, kind of be a step behind, especially him being out the game, not necessarily being up to par, but he's picking up right where he left off from. And I do expect for him and Adam Thielen to really lead this locker room, right? Of course, you want to see the T-Max, and of course you want to see Leggett get off, but I think in good, strong battles, you're going to see a lot of Renfrow keeping those chains moving. I don't think he'll put up gaudy numbers, right? Don't expect for him to come out here. I would be surprised if he put up a 1,000-yard season, but do expect for him to keep the chains moving, right? You're in a tight game, Legett's locked up, T-Max locked up, you're going to Renfrow. Renfrow's going to make that catch, and he's showing you that. He has several diving catches throughout training camp, including on yesterday, man. So kudos to him, and kudos for him finding his motivation to come back out here, man. And I as a fan, really appreciate that. I love rooting for the underdog here. He was written off just a little too early, so hopefully we can come back and make some magic in Carolina. That's all I got for you guys today, man. Get in the comment section, man. Let me know what you think about Coach Canales doing this whole rebranding of the Tough Guy Act, right? Is this team tough enough? Do they need to be tough enough? Do you believe toughness makes you a winning team? Or is it execution and play calling? I mean, you let me know. And how do you feel about Trevin Wallace and Chuba Hubbard getting into a little fight there, huh? Yeah. Who do you think won? Who do you want to win? Who did you want to win, all right? Oh, shout out to J.C. Horn. Let me say this real quick. Shout out to J.C. Horn. I heard Horn came over there and broke it up and, got Trevin Wallace and smiled it off and laughed. Shout out to him. Look at him stepping up being a leader. You know what I mean? Me personally, look, shit, let them nigga fight. Let them fight. I have a personal like vision, like, you know, mom want to get in a fight, bro. That's what you do, bro. You take them in that cooling room. They got a cooling trailer. Anybody want to get in a fight? Come on, people who fight, especially if you're fighting with pads on, right? You don't want to fight. It's easy to grab somebody's face, man. If you take them in that cooling room, have a get you a weight training coach, right? Get the big buff weight training coach. Have them in there. All right, you guys got 30 seconds. Just let it out. Boom, boom, boom. All right, good. All right, ice it up. Put your helmet back on. Put your helmet back. Put them visors on. We don't want the media to see your eyes. Put them visors on. Yeah, I had a good practice today. Hey, you know, I had a good practice today, and yeah, but we got in a little fight, and we went to the training room. We solved it. Any questions? Yeah, most people don't want to fight when you give them an opportunity to, okay? Shout out to 20. All right, listen, man, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. This is 1995 The Roar, a channel for the fans restoring the roar, okay? Hey, look, comment section is always open. Subscribe. Join the Discord, man. Look, it's free Discord if you like talking football with me and your community, man. Let's grow together, huh? How about that? We're around this corner from football, and I'm looking forward to it. I love you guys, man. Thank you for the support. Follow me on TikTok. We got the new Facebook group. We're growing, man. Let's do our thing, all right? Let's get up out of here. 95ers, roar!